What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Gilly the Guru, coming live from the press box, episode number 9. Got Coach G in the building.
Yeah. LAX. LAX.
How you doing, Coach G?
Feeling good, man. Bumping this Dom Kennedy. I just kind of got into him this year.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah. Like, I've been noticing, like, a lot of those Nipsey songs, old school songs that he's featured on. He's dope, man. You know, I've been that's stuck on my heavy rotation on Apple. This album, man, I'm loving this shit.
Yeah, Dom's been one of the West Coast staples for a while, man. I mean, I think a lot of people got introduced to him through Nipsey.
Okay.
A lot of outsiders. But I mean, it's he's been one of the dopest ones on the West for a while.
So how many years later am I here? Is he like 5 years in the game, longer, or
more than that? Man, he's been in the game for a while.
Man, I always love that, man. That's so good about music is, you know, whenever you find stuff and then you can kind of go and start digging in the crates and start seeing some old school shit, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know. But speaking of LAX, Davante Adams, right?
There's a new superstar in Los Angeles.
Holy, wow!
What do you think about that, George?
I mean, it's like a gut, a sock to the gut. You know, you didn't see it coming. You know, it's just, these teams are making moves. Teams are at the doorstep making moves. Like, you know, I mean, just talking about it. You know, I think a couple weeks ago, Rams played Philly the best.
Yeah.
You know, and just if Jalen Carter doesn't get in there, who knows if the Rams are winning a Super Bowl? Right? Yeah, you know. So I'm loving the move. You know, it's putting pressure on the NFC West. It's putting pressure on the NFC. You know, yeah. You know, they let old boy go test the market. Then they sign him. You know, because whatever they were probably offering for Stafford probably wasn't nothing special. Yeah. You know, they didn't want a 4th round or a 5th rounder for him. Yeah. So it's look, go skiing with Tom. Go see if it's worth it. If not, you know, let's try to pump up this team. You know.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like one of our co-hosts, Fish, always says, like, you let go of Stafford, is Fish's favorite line. Who else are you going to get?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, well, just like where Seattle's at.
Yep.
You know, like, who else are you going to get? So that's a lot of balls for McVay to just let him go out. You know, go ahead, go find a deal. You know, maybe we can get better out of it, but I don't know how if we're not going to get a 2nd round or a 3rd round pick. Yeah. You know, so this guy goes, we're screwed. You know, so he came back and realized, like, look, man, you know, I thought it was weird though, because I mean, they're winning, they've won there. You know, why would you want to go somewhere else and try somewhere else and then stay there? So. Shit, man, pressing the gas. You know,
Matt Stafford. You got Williams at running back.
Yeah.
Puka receiver.
Yeah.
Adams receiver.
Jeez.
Higbee at tight end. That's a loaded offense, and their offensive line's pretty decent too. Yeah. So I mean, they have a man. I mean, just that with the addition to Adams, because Adams still got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
I feel. I mean, in the last 2 years, he just had a weird situation with the Raiders, no quarterback. He just didn't want to be there. Yeah. He went to the Jets, and Jets just had like a circus fucking show going on, right?
I mean, that's what I'm hoping what it is, because I asked Fish, and I was like, yeah, I mean, is Davante still good? You know, did he hit a wall? You know, because, you know, the Jets had, you know, they got stars everywhere. Garrett Wilson and, you know, their running back and then with Rodgers, you were thinking, you know, they're gonna at least make some noise, but you're right. I think it was just chaos.
Yeah, and now you go into offensive coordinator or offensive minded coach like McVay. I mean, he's gonna give Adams so many looks, so many different opportunities along with Puka. Yeah, I mean, we thought him and Kupp was a good duo. I mean, this duo could possibly be that or even better. I mean, Adams is still, I think, one of the top in the league. I mean, you know, he just hasn't had the numbers, I think, due to the Raiders not having quarterback. No one to give him the ball, really. But I think it's gonna be chaos for teams going against them, man, in the NFC West.
Well, it immediately puts them on top, right? Seattle took a step back. 49ers feel like they're just kind of, you know, they lost Debo. To me, that's a step back, you know, because he proved himself, and Now it's Ayuk to prove, but now sounds like he's also on the trading block too. So you got another unhappy guy.
And they also released Hargrave.
Did they?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah. So I mean, they released Hargrave. They're losing their safety Funga. They're also losing Greenlaw, most likely. They're saying.
Yeah.
Ayuk trading block.
Yeah.
Possibly. Debo already gone.
And did they sign Purdy? Was that official?
No, they did not sign Purdy. Their first offer was around $45 million. They're saying.
Oh, that was an offer.
That was an offer. They're saying there was a rumor that it's starting at 45.
Okay.
So a lot of people are just saying like, is that disrespectful? Or is it really what the guy's worth? I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think cards are. Who's the cards hand? Who has the cards here? You know, because it's just going back to you're the last pick. You know, be happy with this.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you know, we said previously, he took him to the NFC Championship and he took him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, I'm the last pick, but
yeah,
I've proven myself, right? I mean, you can't be a sorry quarterback and just go for that twice, right?
Yeah, I mean, but it's just hard to. I mean, and that's just kind of the name of the game. It just whatever quarterback signs, whoever's the latest guy who signs is obviously going to be the highest paid guy.
Yeah,
every time, and then the next guy comes, and the next guy comes. You know, I wonder if any other teams would pay him if he hit the market and paid him the top. You know, I don't know. I think he should be. He seems like a level-headed guy and kind of knows what he's worth, you know, and they did give him a chance, you know, and I wonder, does he do this in Atlanta? Does he do this in Jacksonville, in Indy, or some other team that were just to land him? He would have been a backup guy and maybe never gets his shot.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's just a perfect combination, you know. So I have a feeling that they're going to make it work and it's going to be a team-friendly deal. He's not going to get paid the max. But it's just like, to me, I feel like these guys know what they're doing in the office and they're able to pay their guys and still get guys coming in, you know. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting how that plays out.
So you see with the addition of Adams, that just clearly puts him up number one.
Yeah. You know, I mean, because I was just thinking, like, did Washington expose the Lions? You know, like were they that good? Could Philly go in there and do that? You know, so it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, I know they had a lot of injuries and they're probably going to ante up with some more guys. But it's just, is it going to be, and then they don't have their offensive coordinator. That guy's at Chicago.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah. So that's going to be what all good teams got to go through when they lose their coordinators. You know, how do they react because from different play calling?
Yeah.
You know, and that's a huge loss too.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's going to be interesting. I think they're right there at the doorstep, right? Because I mean, you got to think, you know, you have the AFC contenders and then NFC. It just was, you know, Lions and Philly, and then, you know, the Rams, and then Washington. If you know, they can go and make another run, which it's looking like, you know, Daniels is prepared for anything.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, you know, they're right there knocking on the door with the Lions. It'd be nice to see if the Rams are playing the Lions this year, you know, in their season, because that will kind of that could cut that, you know, figure out that answer right there real quick.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You know, a question I attached to our podcast last week. So with the addition of Deebo Samuel going to the Commanders, is it Super Bowl or bust for those guys, you think?
Nah, they're way ahead of where they need to be. You know, I mean, to think that they came in, you know, almost last place a year ago to get Daniels, and then to be, you know, right there knocking on the door. I think they're way ahead of schedule. You know, I mean, you're thinking the third year of Daniels, maybe he's making the playoffs. Yeah. You know, I mean, now he's in his second year, and they're like I said, you know, they're probably got high favorites to win the East just because it's been so every team every year.
Yeah.
So they're probably one of the two teams, them and Philly, to win the East. So I think they're ahead of schedule. So they're just kind of like playing with house money again.
Yeah.
Now we add Debo because what game did I watch earlier this morning? Or yesterday. I think it was the Washington Philly game, and their number two guy won't even be close to Debo. And just Debo just has that, like F the Eagles, and now he's in their conference, I mean, when Philly handled business at the NFC game and injured Purdy and got to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and then they wanted their revenge. And when I seen Debo take that kickoff, I was like, dude, this is going to be a long game. And sure enough, they kind of broke their will that season. They go on a 6-game losing streak. Bosa saying we know how to beat Philly, and we found the code and blah, blah, blah. And to me, it just started off with that kickoff, So he's going to, if he's fat or if he's overweight or if he's not in shape, the guy's a freak, man. The guy's going to be able to be in tip-top shape, and he's going to not have Purdy throwing to him. He's going to have a number 1 draft pick overall type kid throwing in the ball, and freaking kid's a dope-ass quarterback.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that, though, because a lot of Washington fans have high expectations. They're already talking about Super Bowl.
They're talking about Super Bowl?
And so that's why I'm like, is it Super Bowl or bust? I mean, because they already went so far on his first year, so I think it's almost kind of natural to just think like, we're 1 year away from that. We got a little bit better already.
Yeah.
So how could we have a worse season? But I mean, things could go south quick due to injuries and whatnot. So
yeah.
I mean, if no one got injured, I mean, they just have really high expectations.
I think if I was them, I would just try to enjoy the ride. They came from like a shitty organization, shitty owner, and then he sold the team. And then now you got
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, you got Magic Johnson, and you got the Warriors GM kind of helping out with shit, So I would just kind of, just be happy that they got them, and they're just going to add on to the pieces. But being a Birds fan and watching them play them the 3 times, they handled them. They obviously handled them in the NFC Championship game. But even the time when, their second game that they end up winning, the commies end up winning, Jalen was like, it seemed like they kind of let him loose. They let him run more. They let him pass more, and then boom, he gets the concussion. And then he's out, and then, their backup comes in, and they end up losing. But to me, it would have been a 3-game sweep if Jalen played.
Yeah.
So as close where they were, I mean, just like
I mean, it was only one play away, really.
Yeah.
They scored on the last what, 5 seconds of the game to win it, right?
To win that game, yeah. So I mean, just they were playing with house money against the Rams, and I mean against the Lions, and just shocked them. And if the Lions could go get a defense like Philly, where it's like they're going to stop some people, because, I mean, it looked like they got exposed. So I think they should just enjoy the ride, because, I mean, still winning the East, because maybe Philly has a tough schedule. It's still going to be hard to get through the Rams, maybe get through the Lions again, and getting through Philly. So I would say they're like maybe ranked fourth out of those teams.
Yeah.
If I'm missing anybody else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. I think they just got to get their defense in. Just what a great pick. I was talking to G, and he was telling me there was another guy, cornerback, top first draft pick. I think he came from Georgia or Alabama, and the Lions ended up getting him. And I don't know his name, but it was either Quinyon Mitchell or the ace from, Alabama or Georgia. and they went Quinion, and that's the difference. And I think that other kid has like the most pass interference this year, and he's having a rough season.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's going to be good,
Yeah.
but just that Quinion pick was just, he's just on the under because he didn't get the pick six, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But he's a dude, man. He's a dude that I hope they keep for a long time.
Yeah.
So.
And another big move, the Las Vegas Raiders, 3rd round pick for Geno Smith.
Yeah.
What was your official thoughts on that? Good or bad?
Kind of threw me off because that means Tom Brady didn't believe in Sanders or the other guys, and that, let's just get this guy. He's a veteran. He knows how to run an offense. He can win. Was he with Pete Carroll?
He was with Pete Carroll.
He was with Pete Carroll, so he got the vouch from Pete. It surprised me a little, but I think they didn't give up much for it, and to me it made the Raiders better. And now just the question mark. I mean, maybe they're eyeing someone in the 2nd or 3rd round as a quarterback that they think is just as good as these top dudes.
Yeah.
So because they need another guy. I don't know if they're going to rely on Geno forever.
No, he's definitely going to be a bridge quarterback.
A bridge quarterback, yeah.
For whoever they're going to get. I think they are going to get somebody.
Yeah.
But I think he's definitely going to be a good bridge quarterback until that next guy comes along.
Yeah, yeah. So, still thinking Raiders probably got to maybe add a wide receiver, and then probably that'd be nice to get someone in free agency so you can go get, you're talking maybe Genty, 1st round, the running back kid.
I don't see. It's either going to be receiver or running back. I don't see them taking another quarterback.
Yeah.
Right away, especially when they already gave Geno a contract already too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and plus, a lot of people say, oh, they give a 3rd rounder, but you got to remember they had a 3rd rounder to play with because when they traded Davante Adams to the Jets.
Okay.
So they traded him for a 3rd rounder pick.
So they had another one?
So they have a third round pick to go ahead and play with.
Okay.
So as at first I was like, man, Geno, but then I was thinking like, you know what? It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that knows Pete.
Uh-huh.
And at the same time, it's like, we've been saying like Tom and them are gonna be very strategic about who they get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they felt really confident in Geno. And at the same time, I think I sent you guys an article too that they didn't believe that a quarterback that they wanted was going to be there at 6.
Okay.
So why wait?
Why wait
and be stuck with absolutely nobody again?
Yeah.
You might as well have this,
because the 2 dudes, the Cam Ward and Shador, might not even be there at 6.
Yeah. So if those are the 2 that they're gunning for, they didn't feel like they're going to be there at 6.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that the Browns possibly take Shador at 2.
Okay.
Cam with the Giants possibly.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So what if that doesn't happen and he's still there at 6? Do you think they draft him?
I think that's a decision. Obviously, they have everything already planned out. You know what I mean? They have every situation already planned out.
Yeah.
For me personally, I think they would have to.
I
think you have to.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, I think this free agency will tell you a lot about what they're gonna do. Free agency starts, at midnight, right? Or whatever time it starts at tomorrow. But I think it's gonna tell you a lot what every team's gonna do, and especially what the Raiders are gonna do for their pick wise. Because if they go ahead and get somebody in free agency as a running back, just think if they pick up Najee Harris, a running back, or they pick up somebody like that, I don't think they're going to draft a running back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not really, as much as, we remember him at Antioch and stuff, we kind of seen him go through Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm not really high on that guy, man.
You know what's funny, though? He's had 1,000 yards every season.
Does he?
Yeah.
Just like a dumb 1,000. Jeez. No, if Genty's the splash hit, I want them to go with the running back.
Yeah.
The best running back in the draft. Had Geno. Maybe go get Cooper Kupp. Do something like that. You got your tight end. You already have a number 1 wide receiver, and then just go draft heavy on a good defense, and just see if you could go compete with fucking Patty and the Broncos and Herbert.
Yeah,
Jeez.
The Raiders have the second most in cap to spend.
Do they?
Yeah, I think they're messing around with like $93.2 million or something like that.
Yeah,
they got a lot of
money.
They got a lot of money.
Yeah,
a hefty amount. So you're gonna see them probably spend a lot on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could go ahead and pull off a Cooper Kupp trade, maybe, or
so they're seeking a trade for him.
They seek a suitor for him, a team for him to go to, and the Raiders could possibly be one of them.
Yeah, I mean that's like a 5th rounder. That's that type of, 5th, 6th rounder.
5th, 6th rounder.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the trade today?
I mean, what if they keep Kupp now? Like, I'm keeping him. I got Adams, I got Puka and Kupp. They need to keep this dude. I mean, I don't know what's the reason why they would want to get rid of him. He's already under contract. He's not asking for more money unless it's just they're paying him a lot and they need to get it off the books. But sometimes, just because he leaves doesn't mean that money's gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one's, to me, I still think he still has some left in him.
Yeah, Kupp does for
Stafford
sure.
will be slinging around if he has those 3 and then a decent tight end.
Nightmare.
Holy crap.
I would hate to play those guys.
Jeez.
What do you think about the big trade with Seattle today? With Metcalf going to the Steelers.
That's insane. Doesn't he seem like an AFC, what is that, North?
Yeah.
Type of wide receiver?
Yeah, big old linebacker at fucking receiver.
Gosh, what did they get for that?
A 3rd rounder. So that's what I'm saying. They traded a 3rd rounder, and you're saying Kupp for a 5th.
But Kupp's a little older than DK. Maybe a 4th, 5th rounder.
Yeah.
Damn. DK Metcalf, good. Get him in the AFC.
There's no way they're keeping him in the NFC. They want to see him fucking pop shit off.
So what is Seattle doing?
They only have one receiver. The young kid that they drafted.
So they have no quarterback and they lost their wide receiver.
Actually, 2 of them. Tyler Lockett, he's out too.
So what is he, a free agent?
Yeah.
He's another guy that could get picked up. He's good.
Yeah. He was actually connected to the Raiders because of Pete Carroll, I think. A lot of people were saying that he was a possible suitor for them too. But man, Seattle's just like imploded themselves, man. I mean, they got no quarterback, no receivers. Receiver 1 and 2 gone.
They gotta be last place on the depth chart on the NFC West.
Oh, for sure.
Arizona, are they getting better?
Arizona seems to just stay afloat all the time. They never seem to get better or just.
Kyler Murray should have just played baseball.
Yeah, I tell little Gio all the time, I can't stand Kyler.
Doesn't he always seem mad?
Yeah, he's never happy with anything, bro. Like, I just hate his face.
Oh my gosh, that's how I feel like the umpires feel about me. Like, is this guy ever happy? Like, I lose my shit today because fucking we're playing the game. This is like I was telling our kids, this is our best weekend, and we went 1-3, but played 3 games great. 4th game got tired, but it was kind of like a weird vibe. But it's like that's kind of how baseball is. We played this team from Salinas yesterday, and they just smacked us. And then we kind of got into it, had a decent game, and finished well, but we lost. And then we played this La Miranda team, and I was explaining to parents, like, when G was growing up, La Miranda, so it's AA, you just starting program. There's AAA because you probably won a couple championships in AA. Now they moved you up to AAA. And then there's major, so maybe in California, there's maybe like 30. In the Bay Area, maybe there's like 10 major teams. And then there's like 100 AAA teams and then like 100 AA teams.
Yeah.
So this La Miranda team, I explained to them, like, they're like the team where, let's go get the Living Legends second baseman. And then let's go get the Bulldogs left fielder. They get all the dudes, and then you're like, I'm on La Miranda. And then you have the LM hat, They have the dopest uniforms, and that's the team to beat.
Yeah.
And then when you play them, if you're a 13-year-old team and you're playing them, you're going against their 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you're not even playing your age. You're playing some studs that are younger than you.
Yeah.
So it's like you're in the championship and you're trying to beat these guys, and you're just like, yo, we beat them, but they're a year younger.
Yeah.
They always played up, and we played them the second game, and it's like 2-2 all game. This kid, one of my kids, is just shoving on the mound. We're D'ing up, totally kind of locked in compared to first game. And it's the last part of the game. It's like the last inning. It's bases loaded. It's tie and run as they already tied the game. And there's 2 outs. And now it's to the point where like, yo, we get them out. It's going to be a tie. Maybe we make it to the gold bracket. And my guy throws the strike 3, and the guy checks, swings it, and it clearly goes over. And we're right there, field 2, and the umpire doesn't call it. He points to the other guy. The other guy calls him safe. And it was clearly over. Like the other parents were like, yo, that was strike. It was like that mode, right? And then every time after, base hit. So next pitch, kid dots it on right field line. They win 4-3, and La Mirinda, but we're going against their 13s. They're not playing up, and so we go 0-2, but it was just sacked up game 1 after having a shitty start. Game 2, now was back against the wall, and went in there and played a hell of a game and got walked off by one of the top teams.
Yeah.
So now, we make the silver bracket. So it's kind of cool sometimes. It's kind of like tough on like having your strategy, because sometimes they'll go on Saturday. If you go 0-2, on Sunday it's just a consolation game.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, if we win, we're going home, and it's 9:00.
Yeah.
Because we went 0-2. So now Saturday you have to win.
Yeah.
So now you're burning an ace, but now they're like getting a little bit more. They're actually having the bracket better. Where, look, we're just going to take these 6 teams and put them in the gold bracket. They all went 2-0, 1-1. And then these bottom 4 teams, they'll be in the silver bracket.
Yeah.
So we get to play 4 games. And to me, especially at this age, after winning a whole bunch of championships and proving a lot of shit, it's like now, like we got to win with, so-and-so now on the mound. And we got to win with this guy catching. Because we already won all the other ways 5 times. Now it's like, we got to develop this whole team, and we're doing that. And so we make it to the silver bracket. So you're thinking, oh, silver bracket, you get to go play an easy team. Wrong, right? That's what I was doing today. I was doing my pep talk, and I kept saying that. And then it was like 7 times in a row. So I brought it to the podcast, right? And I was just thinking about, am I going to do it? But so we go, another team played on Saturday. They played 2 major teams, and they went 0-2. So they end up playing the Legends. We went 0-2. They went 0-2. And these dudes from Redwood City, they're ranked 7th in California. That's who our team has to play to win to get into the silver bracket championship.
Yeah.
So we go heads up with them, man, and it's like 2-2, close ass ball game, kids shoving. This came from Japan, barely speaks English, dude. Freaking goes in there, shoves for 2 innings, and then I bring my closer, and fucking we beat this ranked 17. And I only told one kid, I was like, yo, I don't know if you guys realize this, dude, but these guys are ranked 7. If I tell other kids, they might, shit the bed.
Yeah.
So I tell them at the end, so guess what that means. If they're 7, we're 6. So let me finish my story, man. I went on a big old rant. So we get to the silver bracket championship, and now you get to this point where, like, I just want my kids to get as many games. We're paying for 3. If we could get 4 games, and especially against a La Mirinda, especially against that Salinas team, and especially we get the silver bracket, but hey, we get to play the 7th ranked team. Yeah. Like, you only get better by playing better teams. Yeah. And it's like, this team's won rings. They went to Cooperstown, balled out, did walk-offs in Cooperstown. Amazing. This team, their journey is one of those ones that you'll never forget. And they work their ass off. And it's like, silver bracket, you guys get to play the ranked 7 team. And if we lose, we lose. If we win, we just beat a dope-ass team. Yeah. So we win. We get to the silver bracket championship. And remember, we're playing for 6th place. It's a silver bracket championship. And I'm already losing my shit because umpire rings up my guy with 2 strikes. And then he was like, nah, I got strike 3. And this is the guy I told you last time when he's already telling me the rules and I'm not even in the box. So I'm like, oh, great. I got this guy again. I see him, and then his buddy that I had him at my first game, he's on the bases. Yeah. And me and him already have a hard time. Me and this guy, and the fucking kid shows up to the game, the umpire, and he has a sandwich in his hand. And Gilly, dude, we're paying $1,400 for these tournaments. We can go to Fremont and pay half price, but we got the nice fields. We got the better umpires. You're going against La Marinda. You're not going against some backyard travel ball team. You're going against the best of the best. And this guy's fucking talking to me with a sandwich in his hand. Like, my lineup card is in the same hand with his sandwich. And to me, it's making me disgusted. So, all right, dude, I don't even want to shake your hand. I'll pound you. And then we go. And then he rings up my guy with 2 strikes. And then they don't want to be wrong. Yeah. So, okay, let me just, my scorekeeper, he's like, I got 2 too. And then let's ask the other team. And sometimes they're honest. Sometimes they're not. Yeah. And this guy's like, I got 3 too. I had full count. And then the one of their guys like, nah, that's strike 3. And I'm just like, always one. There's always one. And I'm looking at their coach. I'm like, this is all fucking 6th place. And I'm just like, whatever you do, just don't ring up my guy because I want my kid to hit, And in that situation, you got to go with the home team scorebook. And my guy said 2-2. It was 2-2 next pitch. Kid hits a home run. Oh, So we're already having that mixed feelings, So a game's a close game. It's a 3-3 game. And 4-4 game, it's close. And then the umpire on the bases tells the guy at home plate, hey, I'll be back. I'm going to go get my jacket. And this is not like I'm going to run to the park where my car's 300 feet away. This is like walking 2 blocks. Yeah. Like if I park my car and I got to walk to field 10, it's like I feel like I'm walking to Alviso. Yeah. It's a long ass walk. It's hella far. Yeah. And so I'm thinking like, what is this dude doing? It's like we're stopping this game for 10 minutes. Like, what the hell is going on? So I look at the guy at home plate and he goes, hey, let me give you my keys so you could get my jacket. and I'm like, this is unfucking real, dude. This is unreal, And I'm going, you serious? He goes, dude, you're saying it because you got a sweater on. And I'm like, no fucking way you're telling me this, dude. Are you kidding me here? I said, he goes, hey, we could stop the clock. I said, it's not about the clock. You think I want my pitcher standing there for 10 minutes? Like, let's get this game going. Nah, I'm good. I'll have you call this game from behind home plate, And guess what? You think we're getting love after that? Hell no. Nope. Yeah, we lose 12-3 after that, dude. Time to go home. So, like, yeah, man, it's just, it's half the battle, man. I mean, yeah, man, talking about being impatient, or I don't know how we got here. We'll get back to football, but it's always good. It's just like, oh God, man. But yeah, it's just, and then
is this the same guy with the Dallas Cowboy plaque?
No, that's not him. Oh. He's at least, he's a good umpire. Yeah. And that's why I'm losing my mind. It's just like, what are you doing? And it's just, granted, like you look over there, Living Legends, I mean, we're everywhere, but it's like, our teams are respecting the game. We're running hard. We're playing hard. Parents are paying whatever, I expect umpire, I expect you to be professional here. Even if it's 100 degrees at Twin Creeks If it's 5 o'clock championship game, dress warm.
Yeah.
You know, like, me walking to my car is going to my backpack and pulling out my other jacket because it's cold.
Yeah.
You know, so, but like, think about that. Like, did they really think we're going to wait for 10? Because the dude took 10 minutes. You know, it's just wild, bro. It's just wild. You know, and it's crazy because I think about it like when I almost get thrown out or if I do get thrown out, usually I'm good with that umpire after. You know, I had an umpire where, he blew a call, and you know it was totally influenced by the parents on the other team, you know, and it was just like, dude, I got to go out right now.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So if I get thrown out, who's running the game?
Yeah.
You know, so so and so's dad, hop in. You know, so it's like I know what to say and where I can go.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes that you just can't stop it, man.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was leaving, I told him, I said, you know what? You're a shitty umpire. And he goes, well, you're a shitty coach. Get out of here. and then I see him about 2 months later, and he's looking. No, I seen this guy about 2 years later, and he has a big smile on his face, and his name was George, right? He has a big smile on his face, like, you remember me, you know? But he lost hella weight, and he wanted me to say, yeah, you lost hella weight. But I was like, nah, I don't remember you. And he's like, yeah, remember? You know, but yeah, man, it keeps you young, man. It definitely keeps you young, and it keeps your anger management, you know.
So what do you do after the situation when he says you're out of here? Then what do you do? Like, are you pissed off?
So they toss you out, and you're like Bobby Valentine's, and you put on your mask and you hide, and you try to be like calling the game. You know, on the time where I got tossed out, you're a shitty coach. Coach Carlos was there. Yeah. So, and Coach Carlos handled it. Went in there, handled business. You know, and got us to Sunday. But one time it's Halloween, and I got the younger guys, and it's like, dude, if we get to the championship game, they're gonna be late to trick or treating. Yeah, you know, we're leaving here 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You know, for some people that they're done. Yeah. You know, and they're 10s, 11s. And one year, one of my team, it was late where I don't think they got to go trick or treating. So I told my girl, I said, hey, you know what? Go get some candy. Go make some bags. And on Sunday, we'll give them some candy. Yeah. You know, and we're playing our game. It's a semifinal. And we're playing the Little League team. And it's like, when you play the Little League coaches, you know, you got like 5 of them. And they're like trying to intimidate the pitcher. And they, you know, they pull out their Little League tactics that it'll work in Little League. But over here, dude, like, yo, dude, our kids ain't falling for the screaming in his ear. They're gonna throw a strike right by you. Yeah. You know, it's, you know, they're not gonna drop the ball because you say drop it. You know, like all these kids are dudes. You know, I end up losing my shit to this umpire Kim. Yeah. And he throws me out, and he's not starting the game until I leave. Right. So I go and leave. And I'm like, what do I do? So I go to the car, and guess who rolls up? Sweet old Letty with the candy. Right? And I was like, oh shit. She's like, what are you doing out here? I'm watching your game on Game Changer. What are you doing? I just got thrown out, you know. And, you know, Georgie had to finish the game. You know, G had to finish that game. So G's finishing the game, game's over. And then I'm the guy walking back with all these candies. In front of everybody, the whole complex, see me get thrown out. Like, hey, I'm not starting. Hey, well, let's go to field 4. So there's commotion. So they see me get thrown out, and they see me pobrecito walking back with the candies. Because when I do get thrown out, I rush back to shake the other team's hands. Like, yo, game's over. Do whatever you want to do, umpire. Throw me out again. But I'm shaking their hands if I can. Yeah. So I do stay close. Yeah. So, yeah, you know. That's what you do. This guy was not starting the game until I left, you know. Yeah, dude. And this is one guy that we're not cool after he threw me out. Yeah. You know, so every time he goes against me, one time he called my kid out for not having his shirt tucked in. And just our jerseys look like that. it kind of looked like I thought he was untucked. And he was like, go in the dugout and tuck in your shirt. And I'm like, nah, stay there. You ain't moving. He's like, go in the dugout. And I was telling my girl this story, and she's like, is he a veteran? Dude had a flashback, dude. I really think he had a flashback because he yelled at this kid like if he was in like, camp or something.
PTSD,
And like I told him, I was like, dude, his thing's tucked in. Stay there. You're in the box. He said, if he doesn't do it, I'm calling him out. I was like, well, he's tucked. I don't know what you can do. And he called the kid out. He called the kid out. Yeah. And it was just, and I was like, dude, you good? And he tried to say what he wanted to say, but yeah, it gets wild out there, man. Yeah. It gets wild out there. So at the same time, it's just like, that's why my kids, man, like every time I do kind of stick up for them, they stick up for me and go handle business.
Yeah.
So the team that I coach this weekend, man, always a good weekend. And just like I told them, man, we went 1-3 and we didn't bring a trophy home like we usually do or, get to that gold championship. But sometimes these games when we don't win are actually better weekends for us,
Yeah.
So, but definitely a good weekend. But just, man, don't tell the umpire to freaking bring your jacket, unbelievable, bro.
Like you said, you had a pretty eventful weekend. This past Saturday, you and your son actually had the honor of throwing out the first pitch for your grandfather, Armando.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Man, it was crazy, man. I honestly didn't know what to expect. I knew they were going to want to dedicate some stuff for him. I didn't know what they were going to dedicate, so I just kind of kept it on the league to, spread the word on what you need to spread. And if people want to find out about it, they'll find out about it because that's just how it works. It just people always find stuff that when they need to find stuff, So, man, we went out there. We had the family come out. They said some nice stuff about him. Because I talked to the president. He's like, how long has he been coaching out there? I was like, he coached my uncles in the 70s. All the way through that. And then I was there in the 90s, so he coached me in the 90s. We won some banners over there in the early 90s. And then coach, my brother was a president while my brother was there, later 90s. And then we had G and Melody. Yeah. He coached Melody with Chach and Juan and Coach Carlos. And then he was coaching with me and Coach Jim, and with their great grandkids, So, and then he ended up being president with during that run. So it's just the league kind of showing love back.
Yeah.
So it was just super cool, man. I mean, it was just tight because, winning championships as a kid there, watching my son win a championship there, watching my daughter ball out there. My brother was there. My uncles played there. They're good athletes. All the kids my grandfather coached with. Saturday was just another memory to add to that, Yeah. So it was just pretty tight, So and people figured out that they were doing something for Armando and they showed up, So it's tight, man. It was cool, man. So it was definitely a good day.
That was really cool to watch. That's the first thing when you told me, when you text me, the first thing I think was, wait, is there a video of it? Because I wanted to see it. When I seen the video, honestly, I got emotional about it. Because I was like, man, that's super cool, man. That's really cool because how much he meant to that organization. Everybody knows him. Like you said, since the 70s till now. And I know a lot of people that played in Briarwood that are my age from friends I went to high school with and elementary school with, and they played all through Briarwood. You know what I mean? So they all knew him and whatnot too. So it was pretty cool to see all that.
Yeah, it was super cool, man. Like I was just thinking about some of my old school coaches. It's like, man, if they give me the mic, I know there was some people that, my grandpa would want me to thank. And one of them was Justin Flores' dad, J-Flo.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I'm on the field before the thing, the ceremony, and I turn around and Justin Flores was there showing up, his dad was one of our coaches. And what's kind of cool is, like I was telling Justin, when we were just screwing around on the block, Armando was going to tailgating Raider games, and he was with, Justin's dad and Justin was there with Potty Mouth. There's pictures with Armando, Potty Mouth, and J-Flow, at Oakland Coliseum, and they'd be doing it big. They were going to LA and, so just to see J-Flow, there, because, it's crazy because I was just thinking about him and his pops and his family, and Slacky rolls up. Slacky's like, dude, I don't even know about it, man. At 3 a.m, I get a thing on Instagram and I showed up. Yeah. So it was just, man, it was pretty dope, man. It was pretty dope because, man, he cared a lot about the community, cared about, that league, so for them to show love, it was definitely a great day,
That's super dope, man. And like I said, appreciate you sending the video. And I'd say you posted it all over too. And it's getting a lot of love, man. A lot of people liking it and commenting too. So it's really cool, man.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
Coach G, we're about to jump back into NFL real quick. Myles Garrett signed an extension today for 4 years, $40 million per year, $123 million guaranteed.
Were you shocked?
No.
Yeah, I think they don't want that guy leaving, and they're just gonna then pay me the most. $40 million a year for a non-quarterback is insane.
Yeah.
And to me it's I don't know if that holds them back now. Like, do they have money to make moves? Or is it just like, is it easier to trade with already with you already signed? But it's just like Philly. I'm glad Philly's not paying that.
Yeah.
But shit, if he went to Kansas City and they had to pay that, like, boom, that's a hit on them.
Yeah.
So now if he does get traded, it's kind of it's probably gonna make it hard for him to win a Super Bowl. If he were to go to the Lions,
that team's nowhere even close to being equipped to win a Super Bowl.
Well, right? That for sure. But if whatever team he were to get traded to, it's like, we're gonna trade for Garrett, but now they got $40 million on.
Yeah, I don't see anybody taking on that contract.
No. Yeah.
I just think it's just a horrible situation. Like, I don't know any financial numbers for the Browns, but you're paying Watson $1 billion. Like, how could this even be like logical or like possible? Like,
it's a mess.
Yeah, it has to be a mess for them, right?
Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah,
because I think they have so much money tied up.
Yeah, just the benefit is that they're going to have him there for 4 years, and he's going to be he's going to have a top defense. Was their defense good? Like, do they have good numbers? They top 10 at least?
No, I don't think they're really up there at all.
Yeah.
Just put it in this perspective. You being a coach, right? I know it's a completely different sport, but if you have a guy that wanted to be traded, now you're just offering him the most money.
Yeah.
How do you really coach him? Because he's not happy there. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So how would you even take on that?
Is just try to make him happy as it can be and just giving him $40 million.
Like,
it's like buying a friend. So that's what they're kind of doing, and it's just, maybe they know that he's that professional where, he is going to work his ass off.
Yeah.
He is going to produce, it's just, he doesn't want to be here.
Yeah. Cause he's never in the media. He plays the game, right? He does
like, I don't think he's taking plays off.
Yeah, no. But it's just to me, that's what I thought about. Like, this dude doesn't want to be here. You just give him $40 million a year, and $123 million guaranteed. I can see why he took it.
Well, see, I'm not mad when they do the guaranteed because that's less money off the books where you could pay other people. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
But it's just a gamble if he gets injured or something.
Yeah.
But this guy proved it. This guy proved where, you can't predict the future of them getting injured, but you're going to kind of bet on these next 3 years that he's going to be healthy, these next 4 years, or at least 3 years where he's guaranteed, So to me, I guess there's just got to be certain players that you guarantee, and I think he's got to be one of them.
Yeah.
In the other hand, where you got like Joel Embiid, who goes and gets like $300 million and then gets injured,
yeah,
they got to pay him. And then that's like, why are you paying this guy? I think you got to be able to weigh out, the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So to me, yeah, if it's a guy that you kind of, it's always going to be a gamble, but I think it's a higher stake gamble with, a type of player like him.
Yeah, he is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
He beat out, it was Max Crosby 3 days ago.
Yeah.
He beat him out now by 5 or 4.5 million.
No, probably by a lot more, right? Because
per year.
Well, Max Crosby was what, 20 million per year?
No, he's 35.5.
Yeah, remember when they drafted him?
Yeah.
Like he was like what, a second rounder, third rounder?
Yeah.
And then remember you would show me that his stats were just as good as Bosa's?
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting paid more than Bosa.
Yeah. Max is a fucking beast, bro. Yeah. He's a menace. That dude's a menace.
That's crazy.
And this is the thing I'm saying too. Like he's did it with no counterpartner.
Yeah.
It's just been him.
Yeah.
I mean, he had what's his name? He had Ngagwe, right? For a couple games.
Yeah.
2 years ago, and there was a good tandem.
Mm-hmm.
But really, he's just been on the D-line by himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they are to get him a partner that could rush too, I mean, you about to see madness. I mean, they were even talking about Khalil Mack possible coming back. So Khalil Mack has actually been circulating around Raiders, Bears again.
Okay.
Philly.
Oh wow! I heard that.
Philly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that actually have interest in him because I mean,
Khalil Mack has to go to
Philly. Dude's still a beast, man. I mean,
yeah, he is. Yeah.
They say he's 34 years old, but he still gets it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still after it. So I mean, I would take him.
Yeah. Damn.
Another news. Josh Allen.
Yeah.
6 years, $330 million.
Clap it up for that, huh? Jeez.
Is he worth
What is that? 50, 60 mil? 50 million a year? Yeah. Damn. I mean, like, just going back to what Fish said and what I would be talking about. There's only so many guys in this world that you can roll with,
yep.
and so many kids graduate per year, and there's just a handful of kids that you could trust them with the keys, and this is their guy, this is their dude, and pretty close, they're pretty good, they're getting close, so I wonder,
230 million guaranteed.
Damn. Oh shit. Yeah. They still need wide receivers.
Yeah,
he needs some help.
They need some help on the outside still. I mean, they got Keon Cole, their rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be really good. I just think they just need other people to help him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's actually I believe it's the biggest contract besides Patrick Mahomes, $450 million.
Yeah, these quarterbacks are getting paid, man, and they're leading their teams. I mean, just to be that top 4 in your division, in your conference every year, he's going to be competing with Lamar. He's going to be competing with Mahomes. As those three, and then you got just the newcomers coming up, like the Texans. I like the Texans. I hope those guys kind of, do their thing and get in the mix.
Yeah.
And then just now the Steelers are going to make noise. What are they going to do with their 2 quarterbacks? Are they going to pick one? Are they going to pick both? Are they going to let somebody walk? That's going to be interesting. Like, what if Russell Wilson wouldn't go back to Seahawks? No way.
I don't see him going back over there.
No way. So, man, it's crazy. And then even Saquon got a little extension contract.
Yeah.
So
lock him up for another 5. I mean, well, it's going to be a total of 5 years. You know what I mean? So
that's cool.
That's big, man. That's big.
Yeah, that's huge. And it seems like, getting the A.J. Brown and Schmitty contract done, I think last year, and Jalen Hurts is done. I don't know. I think they're gonna lose Goddard, but there are 4 guys on offense. They're all signed probably for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think Howie really fucking managed it pretty well. Yeah. Everything that he's done.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, I think next year young guys have to step up.
Yeah.
I think that just opens the door for, because they already have depth, right? I mean, they got the guy they really wanted, Zach Bond.
Yeah.
And they needed him back. They signed him. Mm-hmm. Good contract. Yeah. I was actually surprised that he got that much.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I said, like I told Lil G, no disrespect to him, but
yeah,
he's had that 1 year. You know what I mean?
Just like 1 year, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought they would want to see a little bit more, or just give him like the 3-year deal, but a little bit less.
Yeah.
But dude did play his ass off, so I mean.
Yeah, and the whole Philly thing is they don't pay running backs, they don't pay middle linebackers, and they did that, this year.
Those were the 2 standouts on both sides. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, what they're talking about is that this deal probably could have got done in the middle of the year, but is this guy going to get mad, or is this guy going to get mad? So they just didn't touch it, which it probably cost them maybe another 20 million. Because I'm thinking if they signed him in the season, he's probably maybe getting 3 years, 35 mil.
Yeah.
Now it's 3 years, 50 mil.
Yeah.
So, but just, when I listen to Philly radio, they're always kind of concerned about, man, why do they pay Saquon, and why do they do this and why do they do that? It's like, it's not our money. At this point, you should just have trust in what this guy's doing as a general manager.
Yeah.
And just, let's keep everybody happy. And so far it's working, and it just, if they could go piling on a couple more trophies, it's like, shit.
After the year he just had, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the offensive line's going nowhere.
Well, it just sounds like it's the old, okay, if you get more than 350 carries, there's going to be a drop-off. Like a McCaffrey thing or whatever. But I think this dude's special, man. I mean, the kid got stronger as the year went,
I mean, also, it's everybody else that you have around you.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and like you said, that line, right? You have that line,
the receivers. I mean,
yeah,
everybody plays their position. Yeah. Everyone on that team played their position.
Yeah.
And they all played it well, and look what they did. They fucking dismantled this team in the fucking Super Bowl. So, I think they're a good spot. Like I said, I think Howie did an awesome job. I think he's continue to do an awesome job.
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams are kind of take their formula, try to, build how they built.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, free agency tomorrow.
So it starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Oh man.
So the past 2 days are the tamper period, and so people could actually just like pre-commit, sign, trade.
I was at my game, and it was just ESPN jingle all day today.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, another one?
Yeah. So tomorrow.
What's next?
Tomorrow kicks off. So you're gonna see.
I wonder how early is it? Like tonight, 12:01?
I forgot what time it actually opens.
Or is it like 12 p.m. in the afternoon?
I want to say
probably
it's like
something like
that. I
want
to say it's in the afternoon. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Man, Adam Schefter's gonna be on point tonight.
Oh my god, he's probably getting all kinds of information right now. He's probably getting all kinds of fucking information.
Oh my goodness!
Be prepared. Actually, I think I want to say the Browns had the most in cap.
Did they?
Actually, yeah. So prepared to see them and the Raiders fucking running it up, maybe.
Yeah, what if, because Raiders cap's pretty high too, right? They got some money.
It's like 92 point something million.
Man,
they're second. They're second, so they got a lot of money to spend.
So Brady and those guys are gonna see how they spend their money.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think they're gonna go pretty defense heavy. Because like in the division, they got to stop Patrick. They got to stop Herbert. They got to stop Bo. I mean, Bo looked good last half of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked really good, actually.
Yeah, his numbers were up there.
Yeah,
right?
His numbers were really high. So, I mean, even running the ball, he was scrambling, getting out of the pocket. He looked pretty damn good.
I mean, he seems like a solid guy.
Yeah.
He went to Oregon at the end, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he bouncing around and stuff like that?
He played like 9 different teams.
Did he? Yeah.
He played a lot of years.
Wow, that's cool, man. Man, it's gonna be on, man.
Gonna be on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's gonna wrap it up for episode number 9. Next week, number 10, man. 10 weeks already. Like Coach G, any last comments?
Shout out to San Jose State. They beat Utah on that Friday night game. Jesse went another 7 innings, 3 Ks. I think he's 3-1 right now. Team's 9-5. Josh Carvalho, he went 6 innings, 4 Ks. They're 9-3. He's 2-0 as a pitcher. And good old Jace at the Wolfpack, man. I think he's still batting over 300. He had another bomb against San Francisco.
Let's clap it up for Jace.
But yeah, and I want to say they have. It looked like he was playing a little first base, So just shout out to those guys, man, that are having a good start to their 2025 season in college ball. So shout out to those guys.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, catch on episode 10, and we out.